students. Today the topic which I am going to teach you is a very basic topic of organic chemistry, and it runs all through the organic chemistry, and it is about alkyl halides and the reactions they undergo. Alkyl halides undergo three major kinds of reactions. So the first kind of reaction they undergo is substitution reactions. The second kind of reactions they undergo is elimination reactions. And the third kind of reactions that alkyl halides undergo are organometallic reactions. So I'll be majorly dealing with substitution reactions today, but I'll be describing all three types of reactions so that you are aware. So substitution reaction is alkyl halides are compounds in which there is alkyl group, which is generally represented by R, and they have a halogen atom attached to them. So their name alkyl halide. So in substitution reactions, the halogen atom is replaced by a certain substituent. We will talk of what kind of substituent does it get replaced with. So it gets replaced with the substituent which I have labeled as Z, and halogen atom leaves the alkyl halide. Elimination reactions are like this. So here we will take the example of a particular alkyl group. So this kind of reaction in which hydrogen and bromine the carbon atom to which halogen is attached is called alpha carbon, and the neighboring carbon atom is labeled as beta. So hydrogen and bromine eliminate from the two adjacent carbon atoms to give us the unsaturated hydrocarbon. In this case they are giving us alkene. So this kind of reaction is also a characteristic of alkyl halides. Then we have organometallic reactions. Organometallic reactions are in which an alkyl halide reacts with a metal. For example, in this case, it is reacting with magnesium to give us RMgS, which is a very important reagent called Grignard's reagent. So these two types of reactions, although are important, but today our topic will be to focus on substitution reactions. So what kind of substitution reactions do alkyl halides give? So for this we have to focus on the bond between alkyl group and the halogen atom. So halogen atoms are very electronegative, all the halogens are electronegative, so they attract a shared pair of electrons towards themselves and yield a polar bond. So polar bond is between carbon atom bonded to the halogen, and the halogen atom has a partially negative charge, and the carbon atom attached to the halogen has a partially positive charge. This charge also does transfer to these carbons, but it is very insignificant. So we will not consider the carbon atoms which are not immediately attached to the halogen. We will consider the carbon atom which is directly attached to the halogen. So this alkyl halide molecule can be attacked by electron rich reagents. So electron rich reagents. So these electron rich reagents can be negatively charged or they can be neutral. So the prime example of the negatively charged electron rich reagent is OH negative. So it has a negative charge as well as some excess of electrons on oxygen. The neutral reagent can be water, because in water the oxygen atom has two lone pairs, so it is electron rich, but still it doesn't have a charge, so it is called neutral electron rich reagent. Another example is ammonia. So there can be many examples. So these electron rich reagents which attack the partially positive carbon atom are called nucleophiles. Nucleophiles, that is nucleus seeking. Nucleus, as we know, is positively charged. So these are nucleus seeking reagents, nucleophiles. So they attack the positively charged carbon atom which is directly attached to the halogen atom in alkyl halides. So the substitution reactions which the alkyl halides undergo are called nucleophilic substitution reactions. So these reactions have various mechanisms. They do not undergo these substitution, alkyl halides do not undergo the substitution by only one particular mechanism. They undergo nucleophilic substitution by various mechanisms. So let me tell you about those halides. As I was talking about, nucleophilic substitution reaction is a characteristic of alkyl halides. This substitution reaction is sometimes called nucleophilic aliphatic substitution also, because it is only shown by nucleophilic the alkyl halides, that is aliphatic compounds, not the aromatic compounds. So by whichever name we call it, the characteristics are same. So what is the hybridization of carbon? So it is a tetrahedral carbon which can be drawn as like this. So this is the tetrahedral carbon which is present in the alkyl halide, just like any of the alkanes. Okay, this is sp3 hybridized. So if we mix it with the nucleophile, so this bond, as I said, is polar. So this, if it is mixed with the nucleophile, for example, OH negative in an appropriate solvent, the OH negative can attack the carbon atom which is directly attached to the halogen. So what happens in one of the mechanisms is, as the OH attacks, the halogen atom leaves with its shared pair of electrons. So what happens is, this carbon atom undergoes some configurational changes. Configurational changes means the atoms around it change their angles. So it becomes trigonal carbon. Trigonal carbon is sp2 hybridized with 120-degree angle. Right? And there is a partially formed bond with the OH group. So OH negative nucleophile, it came with the negative charge, but it has now started giving its extra electrons to the partially positively charged carbon atom, and so its total negative charge has been reduced and it is now only partially negatively charged. On the other hand, halogen atom has begun to take away the shared pair of electrons, but it has not completely taken hold of the shared pair. So it has partially negative charge. So but the charge on the carbon atom stays the same, which is partial positive. This stage of the reaction is the intermediate stage. Intermediate stage. And this is called transition state. So, in this transition state, the OH is forming bond with the carbon, it is transferring the electrons and forming a covalent bond, while the halogen atom is taking away the shared pair of electrons. Halogen atom can do this because halogen atom is not a strong base, it is a weak base. Weak bases, as we know, they can also accept electron pair, while strong bases, for strong bases, it is very difficult to accept an electron pair. This is according to the Lewis acid-base theory. So, when the product results in exactly the opposite configuration. So from the outset it seems that the nucleophile has attached in place of halogen atom, but actually in 3 dimensions the nucleophile has not attached in the same 3-dimensional space. It is in the opposite configuration to this. So you can see the positions of halogen atom and the nucleophile. So these dotted lines, the bonds we show with the dotted lines are going inside the plane of the board, and bonds with the solid wedges are coming out of the plane of the board. So it is complete inversion of configuration, and of course halogen atom leaves with the shared pair of electrons, so it now has a complete negative charge. This kind of a reaction is one of the mechanisms of the nucleophilic substitution reaction, and it is dependent on, its rate of reaction is dependent on both the alkyl halide and the nucleophile. So this kind of a reaction follows second order kinetics. Second order kinetics, that is, its rate is dependent on both the alkyl halides and the nucleophile. The alkyl halides, when they undergo nucleophilic substitution through this type of a single step reaction in which both the nucleophile and the halogen atom are attached to the carbon atom in the intermediate state or transition state, this follows the second order kinetics. Further, as I said, this is a single step reaction. Single step reaction. And as you can see, the configuration of the alkyl halide which we have taken, which is also called the substrate, is completely inverted in the product. So there is complete inversion of configuration. Complete inversion of configuration. So configuration is nothing but the arrangement of atoms around the carbon atom in 3 dimensions. So this kind of a reaction is also, because it takes place in the single step and is dependent on both the concentrations of alkyl halide and the nucleophile, it is also called SN2 reaction, which means substitution nucleophilic second order. So this kind of a reaction can have various factors which are taken into account. For example, the kind of solvent it takes place in. For example, if the solvent is very polar, it can basically hinder the nucleophile. Basically, it can solvate the nucleophile like this, and the nucleophilic part will become less. Okay, so this so the solvent has to be non-polar, or sometimes we also call it non-protic solvents. Secondly, there is complete inversion of configuration. It means if we have a optically pure substrate, then we get a optically pure but oppositely configuration, optically pure product. Okay, so this is one of the characteristics if the substrate is optically pure. So these are the things which are there in the nucleophilic substitution reaction for one of its mechanisms, which is called SN2. The other mechanism, of course, is unimolecular substitution, which is called SN1, but that is I have left for some other day. Secondly, there is a order of reactions. For example, if this carbon atom is surrounded by big alkyl groups, there will be a difficulty for nucleophile to attack the carbon, which is called steric hindrance. So the most reactive alkyl halides for this kind of SN2 substitution are primary, or even more reactive is methyl. So methyl is the most reactive in this kind of mechanism and SN2 reaction conditions. So methyl halide is most reactive. Then comes primary alkyl halides, which are surrounded by one of the alkyl groups and other are the hydrogen atoms. Then secondary alkyl halides, and then at last the tertiary alkyl halides in this kind of reaction. And so the tertiary alkyl halides undergo reaction very slowly by this kind of SN2 reaction. However, the reactivity of tertiary alkyl halides is still greater, but they undergo reaction by some other mechanism which is called SN1. So that is about nucleophilic substitution by second order kinetics. So that's all for now. Thank you.